Here's an engaging section of debate between atheist Dr. Krauss and William Lane Craig on violence in Christianity and Islam. Can we equate the violent passages in Christianity and Islam? A further question remains. Do the atheists like Dr. Krauss have any objective moral value judgment to condemn such violence in Christianity or Islam?
We live because we live in a world where we realize those kind of divine proclamations are nonsense and irrational.
No, well, but it's not. See, I've given a moral theory that you didn't explain that explains how this is consistent with an all-loving, all-just God.
All-loving?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He didn't love the Canaanites.
And the point is that God brought judgment upon those adults by destroying these nation states and driving them out of the land and giving the land to Israel. Now, the difficult part of this is the command that those who remain behind to fight and to resist, to refuse to flee, were to be exterminating, even the children.
Yeah.
And my point there is that God, as the author and giver of life, has the right to take and give life as he sees fit. He is not obligated to prolong my existence for 1 second.
Who determines what God has decided?
No, wait, let me finish. God has the right to give and take life as he sees fit. In fact, all of us will die someday, and some children die in infancy earlier than others. God had the right to take the lives of those children if he so willed.
But God didn't. The Israelites did.
Right. That's a very good point. He used Israel as an instrument.
How do you know?
Pardon me?
How do you know he used Israel? How do you know they weren't just an imperialistic power who wanted to have the land because it was better for growing things?
But if you say that, then there's no objection to divine command morality. The whole point here is that you're saying there's some sort of inconsistency in affirming that God is all just and all loving, and yet he issued these commands. If you don't think he issued the commands, if you think these are just legends or fables, then there's no problem. The whole problem only arises if you think that
In fact, some biblical scholars note that the phrase complete wiping out of the pagan nations by Israel was once a popular stylized form of war rhetoric that was utilized in the ancient Near East. It was understood by the original readers as an exaggerated warfare rhetoric rather than a literal command to annihilate the neighboring nations.
Problem for the
Canaanites. Wait, okay. I haven't got to my critical point here yet, though.
Okay.
And that is, God has the right to give and take life as he sees fit. He can take a child's life now if he wants, rather than letting that child live longer. What he did in this case was he took the lives of these children via the instrument of his judgment, namely Israel. Now, the question is, did he wrong those children in doing that? That's the issue. Did he do something wrong to those children in some way? And my point is, no, he did not, because those children went to an eternity of incomprehensible joy and eternal life in the presence of a loving God.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, one last thing. Just like the people in the World Trade Center went to heaven. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Here, Dr. Krauss made a critical mistake of equating Islamic hijackers with the biblical ancient narratives. In preparation for the suicide attack on the fateful day, the hijackers had been told to meditate on 2 chapters of the Quran in which God tells Muslims to cast terror into the hearts of unbelievers. When Osama bin Laden declared war on the West in 1996, he cited the Quran's command to strike off the heads of unbelievers. Nowhere then in the Bible are the Christians commanded to conquer the lands of foreigners or strike terrors through violence. It is in direct violation to the teachings of Jesus Christ. Hence, the equation between 2 religions is bogus at best. Thanks for watching. God bless you.